Hey guys, how are you? I'm gonna call myself the anonymous Nairobian. Yesterday in Kenya, there was a cessation of movement order that was given for all those people who stay within the Nairobi metropolitan area, Kilifi, Kwale, and Mombasa counties. Now, what basically that means is that people within these areas, especially the metropolitan area of Nairobi, are not allowed to go outside or anyone else to come inside. So with that in mind, Nairobi metropolitan area is rather big, but I just want to drive around and have a feel of what this decision, the kind of impact it's had. Of course, you can see I'm in a face mask. I mean, we are living in COVID-19 days, and it's had quite an impact for a lot of people. And I just want to drive around and have a feel of exactly what is going on. But I want to see the impact that this COVID has actually had around. And more so, what the impact of this new cessation of movement order that was issued yesterday on the 6th of April 2020 by the Kenyan president. So we want to see what the impact of that has been. So sit back, drive with me around. I'm going all the way to a place that is called Adams. Adams is probably about 20 or 15 kilometers or so from where I live. So we'll drive around and we see the impact of this cessation of movement order. Guys, before I start my journey, as you had seen, I already have my face masks. But apart from that, this, by the way, since yesterday, the Monday, it's become mandatory for you to wear a face mask whenever you're going to a public place. And apart from that, of course, I'm gonna have my gloves here. I'm gonna wear them. And I have some sanitizer here. So, you know, these days you can't go out without any of that. So keep sanitizing, keep washing your hands. And let's hope that we're going to be able to actually fight off this virus. So before I start my journey, I'm going to put up all that, put in my gloves, sanitize my hands, and we can start our trip. So guys, I'm ready to start my trip. Let's do this. So first thing I'm noting is that for this road, talk about borders here, the noisiest things you can possibly find on the road. So the first thing that I'm noting about this road is that clearly there's not as much traffic, because actually if you're to turn left and go up, we'll be going up to Limuru, and already I am aware that that side the police have already cordoned off. And there's no movement that is being allowed outside past when you're going towards Limuru. So I'm now going to the right side. That's basically going towards Nairobi. And I'm hoping things may be a bit different that side. There actually may be more traffic on that side. You know, simply because the people who live in Nairobi are still around there. So what really necessitated this cessation of movement order that was made yesterday by the president? Well, it really is just because of the skyrocketing of cases that has been going on for the past couple, I think about a week in Kenya. So you find that as of today, about almost 4,500 people have been tested. And out of those ones, almost about 150 at least have tested positive. Of course, what helped is the fact that most of the people who came in during the last week before the flights were cancelled, they were actually quarantined. There was issues surrounding the quarantine and, you know, the extension of the quarantine period by the government, but, you know, that's a story for another day. For now, as you can see, at least in Rwaka, people are still on the road. But really, guys, if you check around here, you can see like 90% of the people, and they're actually in public. None of them has a face mask. I mean, it's amazing. That order was just made yesterday that if you're going to be in public, you must have a mask. So the first thing that you notice is that people are walking around. Look at the guy, the black t-shirt, you know, he's not wearing any face mask. You check around the border guys, no one is wearing face mask. People are just going on as if, you know, things are, the status quo is the same. And really, you know, that is what is really worrying, and I understand why the government had to give that order. Because you can imagine these same people probably, you know, worst case scenario is that someone may be carrying it from, you know, interactions with other people, and they are still not asymptomatic, and they go down to the village level where, you know, the older people actually live, this could become a nightmare, you know, because this disease is going to spread at the grassroots in the rural areas, and it will just be a nightmare for everyone. So really, you know, the thinking was well executed, you know, maybe a bit too late, but check out these guys. This is a bus stop, it's a junction in Roka. This is like the place where you see guys taking matatus, You can see, it's crazy that some people actually have the face mask, but they are not wearing it. Someone has it on their head, or they have it around their chin. And you just wonder, why the hell do you have the face mask in the first place? You could just have left it home if you can't wear it. It's pointless, guys, for us to keep saying, let us wear face masks, yet we have people wearing them on their foreheads. Can you wear the damn face mask? You know, it's a fantastic lady. She's actually putting on her face mask. Now look at these guys. You have these guys who are just walking, no face mask, no gloves, no anything, no sanitizing. I mean, come on, guys. We gotta take this thing a bit more seriously. People are continuing with life as if everything is normal. It is not normal. I mean, you're talking of millions and millions of people so far who've been infected by these things. Thousands and thousands have already died. You know, unfortunate thing about human beings is that you always feel that when something happens to another human being, I mean, I am happy to see that guy. That guy looks like in a manual labor kind of guy, and he has his face mask on. Look around. I mean, people do not have face masks. And you know, we keep saying the government is doing this wrong, this right, you know. But you've been told to wear a damn face mask. It's going to save your life. It's not going to save the government's life. It's going to save your life. But you know, now one is, there is a guy selling homemade face masks. Because, you know, that's another sector that has its own bunch of issues. Because, you know, it's not all type of cloth that can actually be able to protect you. But, you know, the argument is, you know, at least having some type form of face mask is much better than having no face mask at all. Like I was saying, we have to take up this thing a bit more serious, because you know, having 90% of the people still not masking is cause for worry, and you know, this is just endangering everyone's life. What is so difficult about wearing a mask? I mean, I don't get that. It is a damn face mask. It is meant to protect you. It is not to protect the government. It is just to protect you, not just to protect you, to make sure that you don't die. You know, I think some of the things that are actually working against these, is this misconception we've been, and these myths that we've been having around, where people believe, you know, because you are black, we can't get the disease. I mean, come on, guys, wake up call. 4 guys have already died in Kenya. What more do you want? What more proof do you want that you can actually die from this disease? This thing is serious, man. Let's take it seriously. Let people wear their face masks. Check out the impact of this thing. This is a village market, And you know, for such a day, you can just check around and see the place is, there's actually no movement, there's no traffic. Restaurants have closed down. The roads are literally empty. And some people are still not taking it seriously. So anyway, now I'm at the village market. Again, check around. Including the matatu guys. Someone has a mask, but they're wearing it on their chin. There's a guy walking on the road. No mask. No mask, guys. No mask. It's very interesting to note that, you know, most people in their private vehicles actually have masks on, but the people in the public vehicles and matatus and border borders, no one is really bothering. Now here, how am I supposed to move? There are no lights, so since I'm there first, I guess I'll just enter first. So I want to drive through the Giri Ridge so that I can get to Westlands and cross over to Kileleshwa. Then I can cross over to Adams. So guys, you can see literally people have not worn masks. I mean, it's really worrying. It's really worrying. Of course, there's the argument that you may make that, you know, masks are not available, they may be expensive. That's when really the government cannot tell people to wear a mask if you don't provide the damn mask. You should have a station where people can just go and collect masks, or people distributing the damn mask. Well, it's not much to ask. These guys are selling beds, they're still in business, but really, of course, no customer. So how are you in business when you don't have a customer? Really, I mean, this thing is devastating, man. The impact of COVID down here in Kenya. Oh yeah, so I should just inform you that Kenya is currently not under permanent lockdown. So as you can see, I'm able to still move around and do my thing. But of course, we have a curfew, and the curfew starts at 7 p.m. So from 7 p.m. there's no movement that is allowed in the entire country. So you're supposed to be at home from 7 p.m. until 5 a.m. So these are guys trading down there, and as you can see, they also have absolutely no mask. I mean, literally this video should just be about how people are not wearing masks to save their own damn lives. What is so difficult about wearing a mask, about protecting yourself? Well, that thing always, I don't get it. So this is through the new Muthaiga. Weather is still pretty good. I love the weather here. It's really green. Weather is really cool. So again, a driver in that Brown's cheese up in Limuru. Your driver has a mask, but they are not wearing the damn mask. What's the point? And this guy is gonna go to so many of your customers and supply. Can you imagine if this guy got a disease, got this COVID thing, this infection? He would spread it like crazy. So guys, even if you're employed somewhere, you have a mask, put on the damn mask. Look at these idiots. Yes, they do not have a mask. This thing is really getting into me, man. Sorry, excuse the language there. So let's keep on driving. So I think so far I've driven maybe about 5-6 kilometers. I'm at Tigiri Ridge. There's a small mall here. I can tell you for free. There are no people. Business is bad. This COVID thing has seriously affected business. 3 gentlemen walking on the road, and guess what? Guy has a mask but puts it on his forehead. Guys, is it that we don't really understand what the purpose of the mask is? And you know, let me give you my rudimentary understanding of what the mask is for. Look, particulate matter of this virus may actually be in the air, especially if you're next to someone who's already infected. They may not be symptomatic, not showing the symptoms, but they may be infected. So what happens when you wear a mask, even if this person coughs or talks, even if it's close enough to you, at least the mask is going to protect you, because those particulates that have the virus are actually not, you're not going to breathe them in and of course get the disease. That's really the simplest way to explain what a mask is for. So wear the damn mask, because why? You can't really tell who has the disease. I mean, it's like people have not yet understood that the fact that, you know, someone may actually have the disease and not show symptoms. I mean, you've been reading stuff around, you know, there are guys who are walking around 11 days down the line is when they show symptoms. 11 days, guys. 11 days. Oh, look at this conductor guy. I like this guy. He's actually wearing his mask. But the driver, of course, is not wearing, you know. But they're in the same vehicle, which they're carrying passengers. So, you know, if the driver has it, at least you know the conductor will be protected. Here's another guy. Mask is on his chin. Guys, the mask is not for the chin. It's for your nose and mouth. That's what a face mask is for. I know the chin is part of the face, but that's not what it's supposed to protect. So amazing, you know, fighting with an invisible enemy. That's the most amazing part about COVID, that has made it so, you know, difficult to deal with. And I understand countries go to war with other armies. I mean, you can see the other guy bomb him or shoot him, or do all those crazy things that people do in war, which ideally there shouldn't be war in the first place, but a story for another day. So guys, there is a gentleman. He's wearing his face mask properly. All these other gentlemen and do not even have a face mask. If you're an employer and you know you have employees, don't just provide a face mask. Show those guys how to use that face mask. Insist on people wearing that face mask. There's another gentleman. To him, it's business as usual, no face mask. And you know, this is the kind of behavior that eventually is going to get us into more and more problems. You're going to be on lockdown for a much longer period of time, because the disease is going to continue spreading. People are just not taking these things seriously. And you know why? I think it's also because the fact that whoever dies is not someone that you know. You know, people take something a bit more serious when it's your relative, when it's someone you know who died. And then when they actually die of COVID, now you take things a bit seriously. Why do we have to wait to get to that point? Why do you have to get to that point, guys? So, the road is literally empty. You're just having occasionally a car. Usually this road will be jam-packed. At least as these are to get to Westlands. But, you know, I'm driving through at ease. Very easily. So guys on the road, no mask. The one guy wearing a mask is not wearing it because it's on his chin. So what is this bullshit, man? Why do people have to have a mask on and wear it on their chin? No, look, this is an entire fleet of matatus, that ideally would have been on the road carrying people. But you know, they're parked there. Why? Because there are no people to carry. There's no business going on. Guys, look at the impact of this thing. Look at the economic impact of this thing. Oh, that's so sad, man. And still, you have idiots like this guy who's not wearing a mask. And he does not care. Social distancing, wearing a mask, disinfecting foreign things that people are simply not following. And guys, you think the problem is not the disease? We are actually the problem. It's like we are not really keen on fighting this thing, all of us. No matter what kind of measures the government is going to put in place. Look, people walking around, no mask. Absolutely no mask. Really having a mask will really protect you. Really. Well, at least that's what statistics show from China, Singapore, and all these other places. You know, I was amazed at the strides that Singapore has made. Look, fantastic. He's wearing a mask. Oh yeah. No, not so much for the lady on the phone. Not wearing a mask, doesn't care. Oh my god, this is insane. Guy not wearing a mask. Gentleman not wearing a mask. I hope you see. And he works for textbook center. Yes, your man is not wearing a mask. Is it a textbook center you don't provide face masks for your people? Or what's the thing, man? Have the people damn wear a face mask. What is so difficult about that? You know, it is becoming more of a video to actually show those people that are actually wearing face masks and those that are not. So clearly, the government needs to do more. Number one, provide the damn masks. There are no masks. Ones that are available are pretty damn expensive. You have the industries. Support them. Let them produce masks. Yeah, border guys, none of them has masks. There are guys delivering food. No masks. And I wonder how exactly you're going to get rid of this disease when people are simply not wearing masks. So Westlands, the Surrey Center is on my right. So the roads are clear. Some businesses are open, at least from the look of things. But just from how fast I've actually driven, this is Westlands, man. Literally, you're almost in the CBD of Nairobi. You can't tell me that these guys who are walking around do not know that there's a directive that you should have a face mask. Thank you, ma'am. And in fact, you know what? I'm gonna give her away. She's wearing a face mask. This lady, on the other hand, not wearing a face mask. Look, it's like when Westlands, this is like the heartbeat of Nairobi. People don't care about masks. No one is wearing a mask. Well, some people are wearing, but I mean, I would say, now that has just reason, 99.9% of the people are just simply not wearing a mask. Ah, nice. Guy wearing mask. You know, it's funny that I'm actually noticing more of the people wearing a mask than the ones that don't have. It's like not wearing a mask is the norm. And it's like you wear a mask, you stand out. I don't care if I stand out. Look, I'm protecting myself from a very dangerous disease. If that makes me stand out because of wearing the mask, I'm gonna wear the damn mask even to bed. Okay? So let's get this thing straight. A mask is gonna save your life. Disinfecting your hands is gonna save your life. It's not like the people who actually succumb to this disease and actually die. It's not like they go cutting it and they would love to get the disease. No. They don't. You are alive here right now. You are alive. You have the opportunity of life. Some guys are dying every day. Look at the statistics in Spain. 650 people, 950 people in a day are dying. We guys don't have such a crisis, and still people are not taking seriously the issue to do with protection. Guys, what are we waiting for? Can you imagine how devastating it would be 900 people dying every day. As in yesterday, 900 people die yesterday. And today when you wake up in the morning, you start again counting 1, 2, 3, dropping dead. And in morgues, and morgues are so full, some places people are dying so many, you're having coffins just lying on the streets. Guys, you gotta take this thing seriously. Look, no mask. Wear a goddamn mask. What is so difficult about that, guys? Wear a mask. Yeah, there's a border guy behind me. There's a delivery guy, a courier. He's wearing a mask. Look at how deserted the roads are. Schools are closed. Businesses are closed. People are home. I mean, some companies this month have given their employees unpaid leave, meaning you don't have a salary at the end of this month. And the worst part is, you don't know for how long. You don't know for how long. And you're still not taking protection and protecting ourselves against this disease so that infections can go down. You're still not taking it seriously. So I'm at the Prime Bank intersection. The lights are red. Of course, we wait. Because you can imagine the guys who are actually doing, they're looking for charity, they're also not wearing masks. The county government should step in and make sure that such people have masks. They're interacting with so many people. So many cars that are going around. I mean, if you look at the chain of infection for this disease and how easily just one person, can you imagine all these disasters started from just one guy? Or a lady, I don't know. One person. One person. One person has resulted in millions. One person has resulted in businesses closing down. One person has has caused all these mayhem of, businesses are closing down. Look, guys are getting laid off. Because I mean, come on, if you own a business, you're not doing any business. How are you going to pay your employees? Look, most of the companies in Kenya are not multinational corporations. I'll tell you for free that 90% of the business in Kenya are SMEs, small businesses. And these SMEs basically survive by actually paying people from the revenue that is generated this month. Yet guys, you're still not using protection. We are not protecting ourselves to make sure that this disease does not continue to spread. You're still not wearing face masks. Guys, gotta take this thing a bit more seriously. Wow. Namin kileleshwa. Oh man. The roads are to be bustling with people moving from one side of town to the other for some business. Tattoos that will be crowding this road, making your life a living hell. You know what? I would rather actually be complaining about the matatus and the borders. I would rather be 100 times complaining about that than actually complaining about people not wearing a face mask to protect ourselves so that we can take the cases down. I know it's gonna take time, but things can only get better if all of us play our part. It's not the government that is going to kill COVID. No. COVID is not in the government shelves and desks and drawers. They're in the people we interact with. That's why it is. The disease is with us. And how we interact and not protect ourselves will make us be able to catch the disease from others who are already infected. And the numbers will just continue to go up. And I'm foreseeing where. This is not a prophecy by any means. Just saying what I see. Just saying what I think. I'm foreseeing a situation where, since there's a lockdown in Nairobi, well, it's not really a lockdown, but let's call it a lockdown. Since there's this cessation of movement, and people in Nairobi are going to stay there, and in Kilifi, and in Kwale, and in Mombasa counties, you can imagine, the disease starts to spread amongst those areas, those counties, internally. There's no escaping, I'm just saying. You do realize the impact of this, You can't decide that, okay, your neighbor has it, too many people have it around you, so what you're gonna do is, thank you, lady. Thank you, lady, for protecting your children as well. Thank you for wearing a face mask. Now, guys, look. I mean, you get this disease, You're not gonna say, okay, my neighbor has it, I'm gonna relocate back and go back to my shags as your rural area. You can't, guys. You do realize that. So if we don't start taking steps internally here to protect ourselves, this thing is going to continue spreading. Eventually, He's gonna get to your doorstep. That's for a fact. Eventually. Because how we keep behaving with this thing, is like, it doesn't affect us. Welcome. It's like it doesn't affect you. It's too far off. You can't get it. What makes you the hell that you can't get it? Anyone can get it. Probably wherever I'm going, I could go, and actually I could get it. But I probably won't, purely because I've protected myself. That magnificent building. Someone built that building. It's probably paying ridiculous number of loans. Now, look at these guys in the matatu. Okay? These guys in the matatu, number one, they don't give a social distancing. Everyone is next to each other. Okay? Number two, nice. The driver has a homemade face mask and he's working perfectly. Cool. Number three, people at the back, they don't have face masks. The conductor does not have face mask. No one really has face masks. It's depressing just driving around and to see how things are. You know, you would think you're at home protecting yourself and you have a face mask. You know, lady, wear a goddamn face mask. Yeah, so you think that you're home, you know, protecting yourself and all this. But there's your next door person, your next door neighbor who's gonna put you at risk. Because they don't want to use face masks, they don't want to protect themselves. So, let's keep on driving. Let's see how things are. So now I'm at the Methodist Resort. The Methodist Ministry Center. There's a little bit more traffic. But, you know, obviously, by now you know, no one is wearing a mask. That lady is wearing a mask. That's fantastic. So we have a supermarket right up there, next there, which is Quick Mart. It's just that I don't want to risk my life. So I'm not going to go up there and show people not doing. Businesses have closed. I mean, people who sell vehicles, no one is selling cars. It's really depressing, guys. Just getting into Oleodume Road. The situation is not good at all. People at kiosks not wearing face mask. Delivery guy not wearing face mask. Guy walking on the road not wearing face mask. What? You want the government to start whipping you around for you to wear your face mask? You know? That's what you want. You want you to be whipped by the government so that you can wear your face mask to protect yourself. It's wearing face mask, man. Some protective equipment. You can't get gloves, no problem. Just disinfect your hands, sanitize your hands, wash your hands with damp water and soap for more than 20 seconds for as many times as you can in a day. That will really help. It would really help. Thank you very much for all those guys who are already doing that. Disinfecting their hands. Wearing a face mask. You know, wearing a face mask is actually proof that you actually love everyone around you. Because you're not just protecting yourself. By protecting yourself, you're actually protecting everyone else. You're protecting me. You're protecting you who's listening. You're watching this. So you've seen the situation. Those are Ubers, Taxify, those mobile app kind of taxis, and guys are just parked. There's no business. No business. Ah man, this thing is very depressing. So there, the driver has a face mask, but his face mask is on his brow. Just wonder. That's not, you don't breathe through your brow, breathe through your nose. Have the damn face mask on your face. I'm sorry guys, I mean I've really complained in this video about guys not wearing face mask, but do you blame me? Look, you blame me? This is a place where already 4 people have already died. We have the highest cases, confirmed cases in East African region of COVID-19. But you know, people still not wearing face masks. It's like it's not yet serious to them. I wonder how long you need to get to for you to decide that this thing is serious. So at what point do you, all of you, you know, if you're not wearing a face mask, You know, I'm gonna stop and do that. I'm gonna ask someone. I'm gonna stop and ask them, did they hear that the government gave the directive for people to wear face masks? And I just wanna understand them. So, what exactly are they waiting for to decide that now it's time to wear a face mask? I really wanna understand that. So, let's find someone who we can ask, and let's get their feedback. Yeah, maybe I might be the idiot here wearing a face mask, no? And everyone else is not wearing. There's a guy down there, an older guy in the risk group that is decided he's gonna put on a face mask and put it on his brow. You have gray hair. The hell are you putting face mask on your brow for? If I was 58, I would actually literally be putting like 3 or 4 face masks on my face if I could, because I know I'm in the risk category. But you know, no one is doing that. Thank you very much. So anyway, I'm at Toy Market. I'm at Adams Toy Market. So I'm hoping that, of course, business is terrible. You can see people are just walking past the Mitumba places. No business. Why? COVID. Why COVID? Because people are not wearing masks. I mean, look at this place. There's really nothing like social distancing. People are sitting and standing right next to each other. Right next to each other. Those guys are even sitting together. Sitting right next to each other. Thank you, couple, for wearing face mask. I almost said thank you, and I realized the lady is not even putting on her face mask. What is this real thing that is really bothering people about face masks? I really want to understand that. I really want to understand that. So anyway, I've shown you guys the situation. I'm almost at the place where I'm supposed to be visiting. So I'll see you guys later.